Father, it's hard for me. I'm recently married, and I struggle very much with my husband when and how to be obedient when he doesn't live a church life. Yeah, that's a tough one, Sophia. And frankly, it's hard to answer you with such a pithy amount of information, right? This is a pastoral question for a spiritual father. Ideally, you would go to your spiritual father. That's what should happen. So I'm not a spiritual father. I can't guide people from this podium here, right? Because I don't have all the information. I'm just trying to answer your questions and help you on the way. But it is difficult when the two are not in Christ, right? Now, I don't know, were you married in the church and he's fallen away? He's an Orthodox Christian, baptized Christian, made a communion, but no longer practicing. Was he never in the church? These are some of the questions I would ask if I had you, in front of me. But you have to eventually, through and with the guidance of a spiritual father, ideally you would get to the point where you're discerning these things, and it takes time and trial and error, lots of humility and prayer before you open your mouth in that circumstance. I don't know if Sophia wants to add anything to your comment. Okay, so that's good news. He's married. You're married in the church, so he's an Orthodox Christian, and he believes in God, but he's not practicing the faith. Okay, that's very different than if you had come to Orthodoxy on your own or whatever. So with much prayer before you open your mouth in these sensitive areas, what you want to do as somebody who does not have a good disposition is you want to, first of all, lead humbly by example and not preaching and pushing. Not going to work, especially with men who are arrogant and proud. Usually that's our problem. And so that's not going to work. So secondly, you're going to want to, when there's an opening, you're going to want to be ready to give a good response and ask questions so that he has to himself deal with those questions, right? So example, questions. Then you're looking for opportunities where you think he might have interest that are on the peripheral, perhaps, of the spiritual life, but somehow touch on, and maybe there's opportunities for him to start getting some insights. So, for instance, he likes, I don't know, iconography, or art or something, and then there's an opportunity for you to pursue that. Or he likes history, and there's an opportunity to somehow pursue that, and it's connected to the church's history or whatever it is, right? You're going to find those, pray for those openings, and then try to introduce. But you've got to be very humble and reticent to confront, and especially to whine and complain. That's not going to change his heart. It probably will harden it. Having said all that, are there certain basics that you should be uncompromising about? Yeah, absolutely. Going to church on Sunday is a non-negotiable. Like, that's what we do as Orthodox Christians. I don't know what you're doing on Sunday, but I'm there. Friday night vigil, I'm there. That's what we do on Saturday nights. We get prepared for Sunday. I'm going to commune on Sunday. Therefore, I'm going to fast. I'm going to fast on Friday. I'm going to fast on Wednesday. Your spiritual life is not going to suddenly go for a walk because he can't get it, right? There's going to be basics, non-negotiables, and you have to make that clear that I love you, but this is my life in Christ, and I'm not. Now, I don't know if that's a problem. You might say, well, that's not a problem. He's totally fine with that, but he's not interested. Okay, well, that's his call, right? He's free, and you can't really change that. People are free, and you've got to respect that freedom. The Lord didn't push anybody to be his disciple, and when they didn't want it, he let them walk away. So we got to remember that, and that's the freedom, and it's a prerequisite for spiritual life. So if that's not there, you're not going to be able to suddenly make it there, when it doesn't exist. So those three things, hopefully that's helpful. I don't know.